What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the City Hunter Predator from Predator 2. This figure is made by NECA, so what we're going to do now is take a little break, get him opened up, and then we'll have a better look at the City Hunter Predator. So stay tuned, everyone. And so here we have the City Hunter Predator posed and out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's actually take a look at what he comes with, because City Hunter Predator does come with quite a bit. For starters, he does come with two different heads. He comes with a masked head that he has on him outside of the packaging, and then he gets his unmasked head, which looks really good. It is a little unfortunate he doesn't come with a mask, but that's to be expected. He also does come with 5 hands. He comes with 2 open palm hands. He comes with a pair of grip hands. And then he comes with a flat palm hand for his left hand, and that is for one of his accessories. Continuing on to his weapons, he does come with an extended spear or combi stick, whatever you want to call it, which looks really good, and he can hold it in either grasping hand, and then he comes with a retracted version of the combi stick, which this does have storage on the back of the figure, so I really do like that. He also does come with the Predator Smart Disc, which fits in his right hand really well, and it's a bronze color, so it matches the rest of his accessories. He also does come with 2 wrist attachments that go on his left gauntlet. We have a closed version, and then we also do get an open version, and both of them look really good. I think I prefer the closed version on mine. He also does come with a net gun, which can be used with his flat palm hand, and it looks really good. And his final accessory is the plasma caster effect piece, which does go onto his plasma caster. So overall, he comes with quite a bit of accessories. I really do like that about the Predators, that we do get a lot of accessories with them. With his accessories out of the way, let's actually take a look at his details. One thing I forgot to mention that he does include is a trophy skull and spine, and it looks really good. You can't have a Predator without a trophy skull or spine. With that out of the way, let's move on to his details. And so here we have a closer look at the City Hunter Predator, and overall I think NECA did a fantastic job with this figure. Now, City Hunter Predator here does sport his own unique mask, which looks really good. I think between the two masks from Predator and Predator 2, I still prefer the classic looking Predator, but this has a really nice look to it. You can see it does have this bronze color, which looks really good. And then it almost has like, I don't want to say like mold, but it does have some discoloration in it, as if he's been using this for some time. It's almost like it's oxifying or maybe even rusting, so that's really cool. And they did a good job with the oxidation in his mask, and even throughout his armor. I do like that he has different dreadlocks than the original Predator. The first Predator did have just the gold accents in his dreadlocks, whatever you want to call them. And I am glad to see that he has some gold, some silver, some coppers, and some bronze. So overall, really love the detailing in his mask. Even though it's really similar to the first Predator, it's still different enough to be its own unique thing. Going on to his armor, you can see he actually does have this shoulder pauldron sticking out on his right side, which looks really good. And then you can see his armor is a little bit layered right here. Going on to this side, you can see he does have another pauldron right here. His plasma caster, although it's a little hard to see because of his dreads, is right here. And I do like that it's on a little rail system. You can actually move this up and down, just like it was in the movie. You can have him storing it in the back, and then when he's ready to fire, bring it forward, turn it, rotate it, whatever you want to do. So that's a really nice little inclusion. I do love that. You can see he does have his little clip where you can take the combi stick and just put that on. So if you want to have him storing it, you can. I really do like that little accessory. So overall, really glad that he does come with some storage for the combi stick. It's a really good little thing. Moving on to his left gauntlet, we can see the piece that does pop off, and you can see it does look really flush. If you were to exchange it with the other piece, it's a little bit raised, which is a little nice bonus, but I do prefer the way it is right now. His gauntlet does flip open, and you can see the self-destruct mechanism, the clock, or the countdown right here. It's well painted. Looks really good, and I am glad they included it. On this side, we do get his wrist gauntlet with the wrist blades that do extend outward. Not as far as I would like. I think the blade should come out just a little bit further, but it's still a really nice little accessory. Although they don't really sit too well. You can see they are a little bit loose and they have a tendency to slide out on their own. I really do love the coloration on the City Hunter Predator. Maybe a little more than the Jungle Hunter Predator, just because the orange and the black really do stand out against the tan. So I really do like his color scheme a little bit more than the Jungle Hunter Predator. You can see he does have storage for his smart disk. You can get it in there, I just haven't been able to. He does have a little pouch right here and another pouch right here. They are separate appliances, so I really do like that NECA made these different accessories just so that they can reuse these sculpts, which is always a good thing. You can see he has a thigh guard right here, which looks really cool. His knee pads are done in this, not really bronze, but they're like a gunmetal. So it's really interesting to see that he has like gunmetal knee pads, but he has like copper armor. And it does really look like it's aged copper, and you can see his net gun right here, which can peg on. If you don't want to have him holding it, it does peg on the side right there. And then we get to his feet, and he has some really big Predator feet. So overall details on the City Hunter Predator are really well done. Really glad they did include everything they did, and he looks really amazing. So what we're going to do now is actually get him compared to a few other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have the City Hunter Predator posed next to a DC Multiverse Superman and a Marvel Legends Cyclops. Here we have the City Hunter Predator posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And finally, here we have the City Hunter Predator posed next to the Jungle Hunter Predator and the Ahab Predator. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually take a look at City Hunter's articulation. Now, one issue I do have with this figure is looseness. I haven't had an issue with loose joints on a Predator figure yet. He's the first one, and it is a little bit bothersome at times. But we'll go over his articulation right now. He does have a ball joint in the neck, so he can look up a fair bit. He can look down really well, can tilt his head side to side, can look left and right, so overall good articulation there in the head. Arms are on ball joints, and his armor does get out of the way, so you can move his arms out. Does a full 360 on both sides. He does rotate at the bicep. He has double bend in the in the elbow, and that works really good. We have a swivel here in the gauntlet, which works really well. We have a hinge and swivel here at the wrist, and that's the same for both arms. We do have a torso joint which can crunch forward about that far, and that's just his mid-torso. Only goes back about that far because his armor does get in the way. And of course it does lean side to side, and we get rotation right there. Now this is where the looseness does start playing into effect. He has a really loose waist joint. I mean, I can move him like that, and you can see it doesn't take much to move it. It is an issue that I haven't been able to fix yet. I might just take this figure apart and fix it later, but for right now it is a little bit loose. It does still provide some backwards movement, some forwards movement, so getting those two joints together, he leans forward quite a bit. He also does lean side to side at that secondary joint, and it works really well. Legs do seem a little bit loose on mine. You can see I'm not doing much, and that's moving a little too easy. This leg, not so much, but his legs do kick forward and kick back. He swivels at the thigh. Legs go out all the way to the side. He does have double jointed knees, and when I got him out of the packaging, this top joint was actually frozen with paint. There was some paint seeping in there. I had to actually take the pin out of his leg and work the joint that way. But once I got the paint free, it moves on its own, and it was actually an issue with both his knees that it was locked with paint, so I did get that taken care of. You can see right here, really loose leg right there. That is a really loose knee joint, unfortunately, and that does make standing him a little bit of an issue. When it's straight, it's not that bad, but bending it, you can see quite an issue right there. And then we have his ankles. Now, this ankle moves perfectly fine. You can see it goes forward, back, tilts side to side, as well as rotates. This leg, on the other hand, is really loose, and that does hinder him standing. In fact, he has a tendency to just lean over if you don't have him standing just right, because that joint is so loose. What I might end up doing is heating it up, popping it off, and trying to set it in deeper, see if that does something. But as it stands, he has a hard time standing. So what we're going to do now is actually get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the City Hunter Predator posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I really love the way this figure came out. There's a lot of accessories that this figure comes with that is pretty accurate to the movie, and I don't know what more you would want to include with this Predator. Maybe an alternate left gauntlet where he had his arm severed during the movie, but that's neither here nor there. And I know a lot of people would have preferred having a mask for this figure, but he really didn't take his mask off. It was actually taken off by another character. But other than that, I think he comes with just the right amount of accessories for the Predator 2 Predator. If you are looking for the City Hunter Predator, he is available at Target right now, and I'm thinking of picking up a second one just to see if the joints are a universal problem or if it's just mine. Chances are it's just mine, but as it stands, it's still a really good figure. I was lucky enough to pick up my City Hunter Predator from Black Sheep Comics, so huge shout out to the good folks of Black Sheep Comics for getting this out to me so I could review it for you guys. If you are looking for the City Hunter Predator, he is available at Target, and he will run you about $27 with tax, which is what Target is charging for NECA figures. Other than that, if you're a fan of the Predator or just want iconic horror movie characters in your collection, you're going to want to pick up the City Hunter Predator. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other NECA and Predator videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. And while you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.